Is my background noise all right? Because I am in a hotel lobby. They got music going.
No, you straight now. You straight.
All right, cool.
Man, I just need to talk to you because I am lost right now. Because I had a whole podcast planned, and then this shooting happened. And I'm not gonna lie, a part of me was like, man, I just talked about the shooting, a shooting last week, and it's like another one's happening. And I think the honest to God truth is the only honest elevation from here is somebody gonna have to kill one of these. I shouldn't say kill. Somebody gonna have to. I'm gonna say it. Somebody gonna have to kill one of these federal agents soon, right? Like that's the only progression, right?
It's not gonna be like like immediate like vengeance. No. It's just now people are gonna feel more emboldened to show up to these things armed, and they're not waiting. They're not gonna wait for these agents to behave right. What they're gonna do is just be like, you know what, it's gonna be on site because they it's like, fool us once, fool us twice, ain't gonna be a third time, and then it's just gonna be chaos, and then there goes the public safety. Everybody gonna be out here, they're gonna be doing martial law, everything for real.
I mean, that's kind of the only natural progression now, right? Because state rights don't matter. You got local police departments being like, hey, man, they're not even coordinating with us. So that's going to have to be the natural progression.
The thing that's most upsetting, aside from people losing their lives just for exercising their First Amendment, whatever, is how quick the administration is to just like conclude that this was such and such and it was justified. Like, bro, they ain't even investigated. The body ain't even cold yet.
It doesn't even matter no more. Like, as soon as you do something, you're a domestic terrorist. I'm like, yo, what? No investigation, no nothing. Nah, you're a terrorist.
And then the way they posted a picture of the firearm they seized and the extra magazine or whatever. Like, look, he was plotting to do something dangerous. I'm like, everything he did was within the Second Amendment's right. Like, it's a open carry state, right?
It is.
Like he had a permit, right?
He did.
And then they're like, oh well, they say he brandished it. The video shows that he had his hand up and y'all pushed him to the ground, and an officer snatched it right before he got shot. So explain to me, what is a person that's exercising their Second Amendment? What should they have done? Just not been there, not exercising it? You basically want them to stay home, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically, and that's like. That ties into even the picture they showed of the Minnesota woman who got arrested when they altered it and put AI to make her cry. I'm like, yo, they're using that to try to strike fear into everybody. And that's basically what they're saying is you stay out the way, don't enjoy your rights, because the rights only matter if you use them. If you don't use the rights, then they don't matter. It's like, yo, they just violated the first, the second, and the fourth. From knocking in people's houses. So it's like, what are we doing? They don't care. All the laws are being broken, and all these folks supposed to be for state rights.
It's simple. He's a tyrant, and he can do no wrong. And those that support him, his militia, his pseudo Gestapo folks, he's gonna let them keep doing what they want, because the moment he turns on them, then they gonna lose faith in their own organization, and then they're gonna people are gonna start resigning. And then what's gonna happen when he don't got no ICE agents on his side, right? I mean, he ain't gonna defend himself. So, because the military still has been pretty vocal about not following unconstitutional orders.
Still shaky though. Not gonna lie, it's a little shaky.
Yeah. You're gonna have your couple of people that just do whatever they told to do, but at least from the high end, they resign. If they keep getting pushed to do something illegal, they just straight up resign. Like, they're not gonna be part of that.
The only problem is, right, you will find somebody eventually who will do it. And when they do it, what's the thing? The only recourse is to wait 5 years later. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. 5 years later, they're going to be serving time for it. And old boy ain't going to be there to pardon them.
I don't know, though, man. And that's why I really wonder. I wonder is, because it appears to me that we don't have an opposition party. Nobody's out here really pushing back politically. And it just seems like they're waiting for an election that might not even happen this year. And I'm being so serious when I say that. Like, we might not even have an election this year.
Especially with the numbers looking the way they are. It's about to be a landslide.
Landslide. It's not even like close. Like, he's going to lose. It's going to be a blue wave. That's just already in the books. But I feel like you should be doing stuff now instead of waiting on a blue wave. You should be filing impeachment papers now. But why are you not doing anything? And that's kind of pissing
They
me off.
tried. They tried. The way the House and stuff is sitting, they are still voting down the party lines. And unfortunately, that's just how it is right now. I put it on my status. Yes, or was it today? I said, hey, everybody say they love Jesus, but for some reason they hate Jesus.
But that's the funny part, though, right? Because everybody talking about Mexicans taking your job. It ain't Manuel. It's Microsoft. Like AI about to take everybody's damn job, and I don't get why nobody don't see that.
No. See, this is the thing. Taking your job means that job persisted after you. The job is gone. That job's gone. Like it's like the last person selling newspapers on the corner on a Sunday morning. Like, bro, that job is done. You know, what is you doing?
Also, you gotta think about the notion of somebody taking your job. It's being dumb as fuck because nobody takes a job. You have to be given a job. Everybody's given a job. Literally, you have to be given a job. You're not entitled to any goddamn job.
And this this deviates from the topic of the day, but it's like you mentioning jobs. First, it's DEI, underqualified people are taking your job. Now you're saying immigrants are taking your job because they're willing to be paid less. So that means either A, you must be asking for too much money or you're overqualified, or B, neither of the case, and you just is you. You know what I mean? You underqualified and you ain't worth it. You know what I mean?
There's a C in there too, though. There's a
What's
C.
that?
The C is the people who actually got the money are not paying you enough. Because
Right.
I can understand if your cost of living, if it costs roughly $3,000 for you to live, and you're only going to get paid $1,500, I can understand you saying, "Man, I can't do that because I can't afford to take care of my family." But once again, who got the money to pay you? So
Yeah. Number one, they charging too much, so you have to ask for more. And now they're saying, well, you're asking for too much, so we got to figure out a way to not pay you at all.
right,
And then they get AI.
yep. You get screwed from the from both ends, and that's why "eat the rich" is a term that we all need to bring back because. And when I say rich, I mean like the mega rich, the people who own corporations. Because even the DEI thing is like, yo, who are hiring all these unqualified minorities? Like, who is doing this? Because all these companies are white owned.
Mm-hmm.
A majority, 80%, what? I think over 80% are white CEOs.
Well, I mean, that's just due to capitalism in its initial form, right? Basic colonialism was the initial capitalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you exploit? How do you expand and grow quickly? Oh, you exploit free labor. Where can we get free labor? Oh, let's get people that don't look like us. They had the advantage of inventing guns first. But besides that, I'm trying to figure out like the only reason why ICE is in Minneapolis is because of that ridiculous news report that's outdated about the Somali daycares, whatever, which has already gone through its prosecutions and stuff. But the guy just wants to pretend like, hey, I need to be able to just show up to a daycare and you need to let me in. And because they didn't let him in, he figured that meant that they were, clearly like had to have up a shell company with no kids, right? Which turned out to be not the case. But the right has used this as a distraction because guess what? We still waiting on. What we still waiting on, Marcus?
The release of them damn Epstein files.
Exactly. Do not lose sight of the mission at hand, because once that is if you keep bringing that up, you see how they keep doing more and more crazy stuff, kidnapping presidents out of Venezuela, right? Threatening to take over Greenland, and now they shooting folks in the face, shooting folks while they're on the ground after you done already took the gun off them. Like it's crazy when they straight up lie to you and tell you your eyes deceive you, and we all looking at the same video from different angles.
That was the plot of 1984. Literally, man. It's not even for it to be true. It's just for you to question.
It's just they keep moving the criteria of compliance. So from what I see, and obviously, I get to some extent they're like, well, he shouldn't have been there. Like, okay, I understand what you mean, but okay, he was there. And what was he doing there? He's exercising his Second Amendment. He didn't brandish his gun. He had his phone on his hand. He sees one of your officers go up to a woman, double arm push her to the ground, and he tries to just, hey, what's going on? And then y'all start pepper spraying both of them. And now he can't see, but he's still trying to cover her up because he don't know what y'all about to do to her. And then y'all tackle him to the ground by 6, 7 of y'all. One of the agents, which is what he should have did, he saw that he had a firearm, so he grabbed it and took it, and then he's walking away with it, and then less than 2 seconds afterwards, y'all shooting him while he's on the ground. Not once or twice, y'all shot him like 6 times. And then look, that's what I see, and I'm still inclined to think, well, hey, split-second decision, mistakes happen. Hey, you got to protect yourself. But nah, the administration straight up said this man is a domestic terrorist without any evidence, no investigation. You know what I mean? I mean, then they took a picture of his gun, showing the extra magazines, talking about, look, you see, he was about to do some damage. I'm like, okay, NRA, where y'all at?
Where y'all at, NRA?
Where y'all at, NRA? My understanding, open carry. That meaning you might have to keep a mag on you, an extra one.
I mean, are magazines illegal now?
Yeah, and the thing is, he had his in his holster, and people are trying to draw parallels, saying, what's the difference between him and Kyle Rittenhouse? How come Kyle Rittenhouse survived? And I said, well, he raised his hands whenever the police pulled up on him after he killed somebody. This man didn't even brandish or pull his weapon out.
When I say, man, I've been in a weird place just mentally.
I'll be real. I was up last night all night, because it was about I don't know what time it was, maybe 11 or 10 or 11 p.m. my time, and I saw the news break. Then I just kind of just stayed up and watched everything live on our phone. I even saw the police conference. They just straight up said, hey, from what we gathered in the little time they investigated, they said, dude, he had no criminal record. He had some parking tickets. He was a CCW. He was an ICU nurse. They're going to review the footage. But even then, they were just kind of like, hey, we still trying to figure out what happened. But they didn't say he was or wasn't a domestic terrorist. They just said, hey, this is who he was. This is what we got so far. We didn't do it. The feds did this. And if you look at the video, which I hate watching over and over, you see that whenever they started shooting at him, or I don't know if it's they or one person did it, the other officers, they took off because they weren't expecting that to happen. They were like, what is going on? Even the people in the crowd just like, why did they shoot him? They got him on the ground. There's 7 of them on top of him.
Well, when you have no accountability and you have no training, then this is what happens. Because the thing is, right, Derek Chauvin went to jail for George Floyd. It took a while, but there at least was a trial. He went to jail. It looks like none of this is happening right now. It's like, okay, government can come in, double tap you, and leave. And you shouldn't have been there. Although you have the right to be there, but you shouldn't have been there. And that's kind of the weird thing I'm dealing with now, where I am somebody who go out and protest. I'm a person who goes to meetings. Yeah. Are we all expected to be shot when we go protest now? Yeah. And by being out there, that means you're a domestic terrorist. What is the criteria to become a domestic terrorist? And the answer is be out there when they're doing their job. Now you're a domestic terrorist.
If they was protesting for Charlie Kirk when he got when he was killed or assassinated, they would have been like, he's exercising his right to protest. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But because he's protesting something that they think that they support, they figure that it's like, hey, if we don't stand with them, then we anti. Anybody that's anti-Trump is a terrorist, whatever. I don't know, man. I ain't in America right now, and I'm kind of glad I'm not.
It's a weird time, man. I'm actually pondering: do I want to run for office? I really do. Do I just want to run for office just to get the word out there? All this shit is stupid. Everything we're doing is stupid, guys. There's no rhyme. There's no reason, and it's literally become this point where they literally can just break the law and nothing happened. How long was it since they're supposed to be releasing the whole Epstein files?
They have it's about over 30-something days now.
30-something days of breaking the law, no consequences.
Oh, and they brazen about it. They say, well, what y'all gonna do about it?
Exactly.
That's literally what they saying. I'm like, okay. Y'all gonna be the first one screaming foul whenever folks stop being diplomatic.
Law and order only works if we all believe in it. But what you're getting to, you're leaning towards right now is anarchy. when you got the government saying, "Oh, we ain't got to follow these same rules. We ain't got no rules." Matter of fact, I'm above the law, but you guys, you guys, the rights you thought you had, no, we're just dictating how you can enjoy those rights. Man, you about to get anarchy. It's there. Like I myself personally, I'm not gonna go out the way looking for it. Will I still protest when it's time? Sure. Will I still go to city hall meetings? Sure will. But I ain't gonna be out there looking for no trouble. But I think everybody needs to be expecting it now, though, and that's the problem. Like you got correction officers getting locked up and detained. You got American citizens being locked up and detained.
Look, it's wrong either way, but let's be real. This is a different level of crazy. Like, folks, if to some extent society was like accepting of, well, it happened to a brown person, happened to a black person, so we're going to err on the side of caution. He might have been a threat. It's happening to white folks now.
True.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, so there's no it's all what's it called, no holds bar. Like what's next? I mean, they're arresting children. He wasn't arrested. He was. You took the kid and transported him to a different state. 5-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These folks don't care.
Once again, they gave the maniac a mandate, and I'm still looking. And a part of me is just like, why did y'all vote for this? Why did you vote for it? Joe Rogan, why did you platform this guy? Andrew Schultz, why did you platform this guy?
There's some people that have been vocal. I think Andrew Schultz, maybe not like as vocal as he was when they were in support, but they have said that this is not what they voted for, and they do regret it.
But it was, though. What you voted for.
But here's the thing. That's what they say. But to some people, he's doing exactly what they wanted him to do. Any means necessary. Get these folks out the country that you don't think belong here.
If you didn't think this was going to happen, you wasn't listening. Because nobody on the left or even in the middle is like, who didn't vote for him, was like, oh man, I'm surprised. Nobody's surprised. Like, yeah, we knew this was going to happen. He said it. So my question is, why didn't you hear it when he said it? And that's something we all need to get to. Like, we saw this happening. Kamala Harris told you this was going to happen. Why didn't you see it?
The thing is like I said, these folks live in a reality that's not rooted in facts. It's rooted in fear and emotion, propaganda, all that. You can tell them, hey, he is raising your taxes. Tariffs are taxes that you pay indirectly because now they are charging you more just to import things into a country. Nah, man, China's paying for them tariffs. And China is telling you they are not paying for these tariffs. The companies that are telling you they have to raise prices because of U.S. customs fees are going up. And you still will somehow say, no, my taxes didn't go up. They actually went down. Being unemployed and not paying into taxes is not me. That's not the same as saying my taxes went down. Unemployment is up.
I hate handouts. I hate bailouts. That's why I voted for Trump. Now let's give the farmers another $12 billion because of tariffs.
I'm pretty objective, regardless of if it's a blue or red politician spewing something. I try to fact check them all the way. And the good things that I've heard Trump say lately, he's talking about going after insurance companies. Yes. He's talking about hitting them hard on this housing where, hey, if you don't even live here, if you a corporate entity, you can't buy no single family home. I'm hearing all that. I'm like, dang, this sounds like socialism.
Yep.
This sounds like socialism.
Capping credit cards at 10%. Super socialist.
And I'm like, hey, just stick to this. Keep doing stuff like this, and you might be okay. Next day, folks getting shot in the face, and he's just kind of like, she deserved it. He deserved it. That 5-year-old deserved to be removed from his family and transported across the state. It's crazy, man. And then on Sunday, they go to church. Literally ICE captains go to church, leading churches, leading the flock, blind as hell. Mm-hmm. How you gonna talk about Jesus when you just arrested Jesus earlier?
Which leads to the big sucker in all this, man. The big sucker is we the people and maybe JD Vance, because I don't know how this guy can literally look himself in the face. Because I don't know, man. It's not even just JD Vance; it's the whole administration. It's a bunch of bootlickers who just literally lying, saying whatever they want to say, and boosting up white supremacy. And I don't give a damn. But Stephen Miller is the number one white supremacist.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. That man, wild, man. Like, you can just look at that man. But ain't he married to an immigrant?
Yep. All of them are. JD Vance is
that
too.
That don't make any sense. I mean, Trump also, right? Like, y'all, why y'all hate immigrants so much, but y'all married them?
It makes perfectly good sense, man. It's the same way slave owners had sex with their slaves. Seriously.
Oh, dang. I mean, there's some parallels. I mean, you said it.
Because power and control doesn't necessarily mean love. I'm not saying they don't love their wives, man, but yeah, of course you can hate them people. The devil, you know, man. Everybody for sale. So,
man, but you know, what they said, you can't rule out darkness with darkness. You gotta find light, right? So love is what can conquer hate. That's the only thing you can figure it out. But man, these folks' hate is strong. You know, they need some self love. They must hate themselves too.
Oh, they definitely do.
Because I ain't never been so compelled to be worried about other people's happenings. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
The one thing I noticed is people in America. If I told you right now, you're making $1,000, but I'm making $400. But if I came to you with a plan to say, hey man, I got a plan to get me to make $900, and you'll make $1,200 now. The rational person be like, well, shit, okay, let's come up with that plan, man. I'm getting an extra $200. But Americans be like, nope. Why the hell are you getting $500? And I'm only getting $200. It's like, but you're getting more than you had before. Nope. And that's us in a nutshell. You can't get universal health care.
You know what's crazy? They keep saying that we can't get it, but Zohran Mamdani, 2 weeks in the office, figured out how to get childcare for people under the age of 4.
I know, it's wild.
He done already figured that out. He done funded it already in 11 days or 14 days or whatever it was. He ran on it, got in the office, and went to work.
But that's because New Yorkers was like, yeah, I'm ready for this. I live in Tennessee where people was like, nah, dog, you can't have universal health care. Like, them illegals would get it. It's like, yeah, but you'll get it too, right? Nope, I don't want it because they're going to have it. That's the problem.
That's the lie they keep perpetuating, that illegals are getting free health care. Nobody is getting free health care. Americans are even getting free health care. How would they get free health care?
Exactly.
And then don't be like, well, if they go to the emergency room, we got to treat them. They don't pay the bill. That applies to you too, as an American. But besides that, regular healthcare that's free, nobody in America gets free healthcare. Somebody's paying into it somewhere. They really prey on the stupid, because they know that if you're educated and can think for yourself, you wouldn't vote for them. All you have to do to shut down anybody's argument is just ask them, show me. What evidence do you have? Can you show me your reference? Show me your source. And suddenly their argument falls apart because they don't have a source. I heard, my friend told me, all this anecdotal stuff. Some of the time they just make it up.
Yeah, they're making up stuff. Even AI, just generating stuff. They're generating content. Like even the Somali daycare, man, all the videos that right wingers were sending me. Well, here's the proof. I'm like, this was made up by Sora.
The irony of it all, because like I said, they've already went and prosecuted the main folks that was embezzling, doing all that stuff years ago under Tim Walsh, whatever. The ringleader was a white woman.
Yep.
The fact is, it's hit the news out here. And one thing I like about the news, at least from this point of view, they really do just tell you what they got, the information they have that they verified, or at least what they've shown. And here's a video to the link, and then at the end they just say, this is what happened. This is what happened. But they don't tell you what to think. They just say, this is what happened.
No spin. Yeah, same thing in Japan. It's like, well, this is what happened. They ain't going to no pundits to pontificate and talk about how they feel about it. Because once you do that, that's activism. That's not news. And real news just doesn't exist anymore. And that's kind of the problem, right? Even all our news stations are owned by like 3. Sinclair owns most of our news stations and radio stations too. So you're not getting impartial news, and them folks trying to buy more news stations. So yeah, man, it's over for news in general in America. I like, that's why people are going to Joe Rogan.
I think this might be the tipping point. Like, if the NRA don't speak up in terms of like, hey, yo, his rights were infringed, and that he did nothing, he was doing what we tell all our supporters and donors, that this is their right, this is how they behave, then they pretty much going to say, I can't think of which rights they're going to not take away. The first one gone, fourth one gone. Emoluments clause gone. Second pretty much is teetering. The fifth one is probably the only one you got left. Plead the fifth, because that's what they want you to do. Shut up. They don't want you to say nothing.
Yeah, I can see the 13th and the 14th Amendment leaving soon. Hey, all you guys who was born here in America, you blacks, tell technically, you never was America.
Yeah. I mean, they did that because there was a huge gap of like, yo, you brought all these people here for 400 years, reproduced them as if they were livestock, and now they have rights, but you haven't given them citizenship. So what do we got to do? Oh, naturalize them. Born in the U.S. Now they're trying to get rid of that. Well, I wonder why. Oh, snap. They don't vote. They don't vote for our interests. Yeah, the interests of the people that exploited them as labor and continue to this day and age.
But that's not all the way true, though. That's really not. When you look at, like, especially Southern blacks, they line the line for conservatism.
Man, if I hear the word Dixiecrat one more time, as if they don't realize people can change parties.
Exactly.
After Lyndon B. Johnson realized that people need rights, the Civil Rights Act and all that stuff moved, they switched parties. And guess which party they went to? The Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we can just whitewash history and just pretend that, anything that makes you uncomfortable, you remove from people's eyes. Black History Month, what, next week, ain't it?
Oh, no, man. Woke History Month? DEI Month? Yeah. Yeah.
No, what you gonna see is a post from President Trump, February 28th, about 11:59 p.m. He's gonna say, "Happy Black History Month, everybody." That's the only thing he's gonna say, just so he don't be the only president that don't say Happy Black History Month, just like he did for Martin Luther King Day. I mean, waited till about 8 p.m. to wish people Happy MLK Day. After folks went in on him, talking about, bro, you the only one that ain't said nothing in how many administrations?
I don't know, man. It's not even important to them. Once again, we've taken so many steps back. We don't have a Voters' Right Act. They're co-opting Martin Luther King Jr. now. Like, people don't even know what he really stood for. They don't read none of his books.
They don't realize when Martin Luther King was alive and marching, they painted him to be a terrorist.
Domestic terrorist, yep.
They did comics and satire to make it seem like he was the evil one.
Mm-hmm. History doesn't repeat itself, but damn sure echoes. And here we are right now. And I honestly get how Nazi Germany happened, because I'm living through it right now. And I know the Hitler parallels are getting old and the Nazi Germany parallels are getting old. But yeah, I get it, man, because a lot of folks won't ever see Border Patrol. And I know they busy, they working.
Bro, I'm actually going to be back in the States in March. I'll be back in the States in March for my kids' spring break, and I'm taking them to Universal in LA. So I'm going to be driving from Arizona into California, where I get stopped usually twice by Border Patrol, which is normal. That's what they always do. They always check in while you coming in the state. That's always been there, so I'm not surprised. But it's going to be the first time I interact with them while ICE has been doing what they've been doing. And I'm hoping Border Patrol has been a little more chill, because they actually been doing this job for a minute, right? Because the folks that's on these streets, I think they got trained with literally 47 days. That's the training policy, because it coincides with the 47th president. That's ridiculous. You make a training policy limited by the amount of days that's equivalent to the president's placement in the list of presidents. What if he was the 10th president?
Do you know what it was before? Before they did the 47 days?
I think it was like 6 months.
5 to 6 months.
Yep. I mean, even then, arguably people say that may not be enough time, right? Because you can't learn the law. You can't be a lawyer in less than 2-3 years, right? But at the same time, it's like, but still, 6 months compared to 47 days. That's a month and a half. Man, I know. I know. I'm spewing a lot of topics and relevant facts that people probably be like, dang, why they talking about all this as if it's like, a sure thing, like all this stuff just don't add up. And it's like, because y'all gotta pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention, because it's gonna end up on your doorstep. And literally, they dragged an Asian dude, old guy, in his drawers outside of his house.
In his drawers outside,
just to book him and then find out that he was legally there. And they brought him back. Like, bro, this man, could you at least let this man put on pants? Like, I get, like, hey, you gotta do your investigation, but you don't even have a decent let this man put on pants.
They didn't have a warrant though. They just bust in the house. It's like they just bust in.
Is this what they? I mean, I'm just saying, when it happens to your doorstep, the problem is people keep saying, hey, oh, it's happening to the right folks. These people are suspicious because they brown, they have an accent, or they didn't have a passport on them. So how can you know? And I'm just kind of like, how many regular red-blooded native white-looking Americans don't have a passport and never would need to worry about having to have one? You know, it costs money to get a passport.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so even if you're doing the right thing, have a birth certificate, all that, what you want to just walk around with your birth certificate? Who does that?
So that's the problem, right? Even with Christian Nome was like, you gotta carry identification to prove you're a citizen. Like, no, I don't. Literally, the Constitution says I don't. I don't have to. But you're telling me to do something. And now, if I don't do it and I get shot, it's going to be a subset of people be like, well, why didn't you just comply? As a U.S. citizen, I don't have to prove that. But you should have. You should have just complied to make their job easier. It's not my job to make their job easier. See, that's the problem with you guys, you people. And that's the problem I hate. And it ties right back into this man getting shot. It ties to Renee Good getting shot. It ties into them buzzing to the door and getting old dude out in his drawers. Your rights don't matter. Well, I'm sorry, your rights matter, but everybody else's rights don't matter to you. And that's the problem. I don't know how we get everybody to care about the other person's rights. I really don't. And it's happening up there in Minnesota. They're doing a real good job in their resistance, but I don't get how, you know what, I can't even say that because the poll numbers are staggering and its popularity is dropping. So I can't even say that. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, old boy Massey from Kentucky turned his back. But why isn't nobody else in the Republican Party turning their back on Duke? And that's my question. It's like, why aren't all y'all? Mike Johnson, where you at?
I don't know what do they got on him.
Man, them Epstein files gotta be. it gotta be some nasty shit there, bro. It has to be to do all this.
And the thing is, the other stuff that we outraged about or appalled at, the whole Greenland thing, Venezuela thing, and just like pulling out from the WHO, starting to with the what is it the something of peace, board of peace, all this off the wall crazy stuff. That stuff's still going through, but now we can't even focus on it because a fellow American citizen was shot dead in the streets for. I mean, how would you react if you standing there? And let's just say you didn't have a gun. Let's say you just standing there and you on the side recording what's happening. You just got your phone out. And then you see the woman to your left gets shoved by some men in masks, claiming that hey, she needs to be shoved to the ground and then pepper sprayed. How are you going to react? Just put your hands in the air and just, start stripping so they know that you're safe? No, you just trying to figure out what's going on, trying to de-escalate, trying to get in between the situation, which, you can say, well, you shouldn't have done that. And I was like, how much time did he have to think? So the victim has to be all knowing and all observant and patient and just be able to react correctly every single time. But the ICE agents don't have to do anything.
And welcome to being Black in America.
Yeah, I know. Like the ICE agents, they don't have to show any restraint. They don't have to. It's like, hey, they under a tough job, so they're supposed to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but as a civilian, we're not allowed to make mistakes.
None.
Even if you consider a mistake, you're saying that like you would have acted different in that situation. Imagine if I don't even know who that lady was to him. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or friend or just a random stranger. But let's say it was just you and that's your mama. They coming up to pushing like that. What you gonna do? Mama, don't resist. and then now you add the element of, okay, he's armed. He knows his rights because he has a CCW. He didn't just get that illegally.
The answer is, man, we can do what we want to do, and nobody really cares as long as their side is winning. But I tell you like this, man. If I was a Democrat, man, because they're gonna have power again, man, I would go crazy. I'd be like, universal health care. We taxing all these corporations. We instantly on single payer. I'm coming in here dismantling everything. It's gonna be like worldwide socialism. Free healthcare for everybody. Free daycare.
Yeah.
Maternity leave for men and women. All the he, hims, she, theys. We all getting it.
It's just life, man. I just feel like some people live in they just like their reality is just so like if it don't affect me, then it won't affect me. It's a slippery slope, right?
Cases are never built for one person, man. Never built for one person.
I mean, and then on top of that, Trump using the judicial branch to go after any and everybody that disagrees with them or did this or that. He's just he off. And then from a mental state, I don't think he got it all there anyway. He won two fights to begin with. But you could clearly see he's aging because he can't keep up with what he promised folks. Oh, I promised y'all them checks. Where Iceland at? You think penguins are in Greenland? Penguins are in the South Pole, not the North Pole. What's wrong with these folks?
I'll say it again. I don't think the man gonna make it this year. I really don't. I don't, because the pressure. It's a lot being the leader of the free world. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure going on, and the man got Jack Smith out there saying the truth.
You saw what happened to Obama. Them 8 years had him stressed.
Man, that man aged 30 years in the office.
Had him stressed. You think Trump at 80 something is gonna be able to take him much longer to this?
He's not. He's not. A part of me thinks he's not even the president now. He's just a de facto figurehead. A part of me, not to start no conspiracy theories, but I think dude's a puppet. Like, really, he don't know what's going on. He's just trying not to get caught and let them files get out. Anything else? Stephen Miller, what you want? Go do it. Billionaire guy, what you want? Oh, Apple, Nvidia, you want to sell them chips to China? Okay.
That's a whole separate topic. China is like, we don't need them anymore.
Yes.
That's what happened. You don't push them against the wall. They don't figure out how to make these chips on their own, or at least they're willing to. Oh, well. Oh, and you see Canada about to get these Chinese EVs, right?
Yep. That's over first out.
The whole Tesla dominance about to be done.
Oh, it's over.
I don't care what you say. You can say, and because look, they haven't delivered autonomous driving. They've been promising that for the last 10 years.
Yep.
Right. You know, they got level 2 at best. Level 5 is the gold standard. Basically, everything it does everything else. So it doesn't even have a steering wheel. You know what I mean? That's level 5. We had level 2. It's just assistance, and they charging you a minimum $50,000 for that, not including the monthly subscription to pay for that. BYD said we'll give you that for under $35,000. I don't know who in their right mind is gonna be like, yeah, let me pay another $20,000 to get a feature I don't own for just a car.
Yeah.
When I can get this one that arguably looks better, has more technology for less. And you can be like, well, you know, you're not a patriot if you buy a Chinese brand. I'm like, bro, what your phone made at? What your clothes made at?
As you driving your Toyota RAV4 and Honda Pilot.
It's like y'all be thinking doing this makes you more patriot than other, but y'all do it halfway. You know what I mean?
But capitalism is supposed to be spun off competition anyway. So you should allow these other cars to come in there and compete with them. Because once again, if I can get an EV for $20,000 versus $50,000, $54,000, yeah, give me the $20,000 if it works. Give me the choice. Or how about you just bring your price down and match? But you know, but speaking of Elon Musk though, see, I think, dude, it's about to pivot. And I feel like in the next 5 years, we're going to really find out all the information dude took from the government. Like when he had the teenagers out there working for him, you know, doing the Doge department, auditing the government, and nobody had a forensic auditing degree. Those guys, I think we're really going to figure out what he's doing with that soon. And that's what really scares me, man. I ain't going to say it's a poison pill, but I know some of them developers had back doors into a lot of government systems, and that don't sit right with me. I think about that every damn night. Like, what did them guys actually see, and how much information does Elon Musk have right now? Like Tesla doesn't even know what they are no more. They're not even a car company no more. They're a car company that doesn't do cars. So I don't know what's going to happen under this X umbrella. It's a weird thing. I really don't. So I don't know, but that's my 2 cents.
Oh man, I don't know. And the sad part is like I'm actually one of the few representatives of Americans, 2 folks out here that, you know, they don't really interact with Americans much. They only read about it, right? They never even left the country. Same like America. A lot of folks in America, they've never will or never plan to ever go visit another country, right? So their worldview is limited to what their local news will allow them to hear or see. And the same thing I hear, all they hear about is how crazy it is with ICE and that, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that stuff ain't no joke. That stuff real. Like for them, they really can't believe that this is happening because, you know, it's too many parallels to World War II.
Right.
You know, and everybody keep talking about never again. And that couldn't happen in America. I'm like, wow, exactly. The denial. That's what they need to do. They need you to keep denying. You hear these folks? That's how you know, man. These folks out here honking for no reason. All right, then, man. Be easy, man. Be safe.
All right, man. Be safe out there, man. Thanks for talking about the legs. Be safe. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Buy my book, L. Maxwell.